Welcome to the channel, friends. So today's going to be a simple upgrade for the C6 ZR1, and I am installing the Moroso C6 Coolant Expansion Tank. I went ahead and refinished it. It comes in a bare aluminum finish, so this is just going to look better in my application. But one thing to note is that it does not come with a radiator cap. So I had to get this because the one that is fitted to the car right now does not work. The 2012 cap that I have does not thread onto this tank, but I went ahead and found, the other C6 radiator cap that works. So I will provide a link for that below the video. But the tank overall is really nice. I like how it's a TIG welded aluminum tank. Really good looking tank cosmetically. It's going to look great in the engine bay, so it's a nice cosmetic upgrade, I guess, so you will. I had nothing wrong with my OEM tank, but this just looks better. So I'm going to go ahead, and I got it for a good deal because I bought a few other pieces. But anyways, I want to show you a couple features that make this tank unique. It has the relief hole on the inside of the cap here, so on the inside of the filler neck. It's not on the outside like the OEM, so you don't have that extra vent tube coming out the side of it. So everything is kind of self-contained, and it releases out the bottom if you were to overpressure. So really nice tank. The welds are really nice. Really good job. It has a Moroso logo here embossed in the metal, if you can see that. But really nice tank. It's a matter of draining the other one, the OEM one that's in the car right now, and hooking it up. Really simple. There's two hoses and one bolt. So let's go ahead, take a look at the car and see what has to be done. I got a couple other things going on in the car right now. I just installed this JL sub. Really nice sound coming out of this subwoofer. I'm so happy with the sound. It fills out the sound really good. If you guys don't know, I went ahead and installed Alpine Type R and Type S speakers all around inside the car. So everything is upgraded. Still running the Bose factory amplifier. It's actually doing a really good job keeping up with the new speakers and everything and the new sub. But it sounds great. I'm still wiring up some stuff. As you can see, there's all sorts of stuff that's in disarray right now. I have the whole center console kind of ripped apart. Running some wires for some things, some switches, things like that. So this here is a great sub. I highly recommend it. The one thing I like about it the most, and the reason why I chose this one, is because it's all self-contained. You have, it's a powered sub, so you have the amplifier built in. And this right here, this harness can quick disconnect. And once you just remove the RCAs in that for the power supply, you actually don't even need a remote wire for this. I ran one and then realized you can actually switch it to signal. So this thing will turn on and off only when it gets signal from the RCAs. Super nice setup, simple setup. When I don't want to run this thing and I want to drop weight, I just take it out and I'll tuck these wires back underneath here in the back, and everything will be out of the way. So self-contained, just really compact, super simple system. I'm really liking it. But anyways, let's get to the actual install the tank. Here is the OEM tank. I'm going to go ahead and extract the fluid out of this with a big syringe extraction tool, and then simply unbolt it and put it back in. So let me go ahead and do that and show you what it looks like. Alright, so the install is done and I want to go over a couple of things with you guys. I did notice the tank on the bottom, once you expose it, it's actually like a double lined tank. There's like an inner and outer layer. And I noticed as I was trying to drain out the excess that there was some stuck in between the two layers. These C6 tanks are known to, like, you know, delaminate and crack or whatever, and they end up leaking. But this one hasn't leaked, but it did have some coolant stuck in between the two layers, which was difficult to get out. That's just something I noticed. But here is the finished install. The bottom clamp was a real bitch to take off, but it went on easy with this tool right here. This is the proper hose clamp, constant tension clamp tool. I had to take it off with this though. It was just, I couldn't get this in there to do it right. So I resorted to going to this guy and just kind of like wiggling it off. It took a few attempts, but I got it off. But it looks great. Really great addition to the ZR1 engine bay. I do want to note that now you do not have a sight glass or the ability to see what the level is now in the tank. So you want to leave this half full. So you want to have 50% of volume of the tank. It actually is bigger than the stock tank, believe it or not, even though it looks smaller. So what you want to do is actually leave half the volume of air, because this is an expansion tank, because as the fluid heats up, it's going to expand, and then you want to have room in your system for that to happen. If you don't, you're going to have issues where it's going to start, you know, seeping out the weakest point in the system, and it's just going to like ooze out. And you don't want that. You want to leave room for expansion, and essentially this is what the tank does. So don't fill it all the way. What I did, a little trick, is to use that little tube on the inside for the pressure relief. Go halfway up that tube. I'm not sure if you can see that, but let's see if I can illuminate that. But you can see a little tube in there. So I basically use that as a gauge to check out my fluid level as I was filling it up. So I went halfway up that tube, leaving 50% of the volume of the tank just air. So just a couple notes, and I'm really happy with the install. It went straightforward and like it was pretty simple, and it looks great. You know, you're gonna want to protect the tank if you have it finished, because it's a tight fit here. I had to push this aside to get this to fall in. There is a little standoff, a nub in the bottom that you have to line up first before you install it on the threads for the nuts. But that was simple enough. You kind of want to go straight in. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, please place them right down below. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.